Hey again, nerds. Figured I'd make a second video just for shits because the server came up a little faster than I was expecting. I'm going to take the F-5 out for a spin and do a little bit of sneaky stuff. See if I can maybe take out some ground targets or maybe get another kill. So this is the F-5. It's the only high quality module, full fidelity module that I own. Really cool old plane. It was designed and built in the 70s. By the U.S. Never operated by the U.S. except as a aggressor or trainer plane. I'm gonna close the thing. But it was sold at export, so a lot of third world countries basically operate it. Iran operates it. A few other places operate it. So it's still very relevant in the modern day. So because this is a full fidelity module, I'm going to run through the full startup. It's only going to take a few minutes here. Turn on the power. I have to call the ground crew.
Chief, connect ground air supply.
And get them to turn on the air. To get the motor booted.
Ground air supply is now connected.
I can drive my throttle at 0. So basically they have to apply a big blower to get this thing going. And ask him to apply the ground air supply.
Copy. Air is now applied.
Okay, you can see our left side engine, the RPMs are getting spun up, so basically the turbine is being spun up by that blower. We're going to hit the starter. Oil pressure goes up. There it goes. Okay, that's the motor getting going. Okay.
Chief, disconnect ground air supply. Copy. Ground air supply is now disconnected.
Alright, that's the left engine going.
Chief, connect ground air supply. Copy.
Just getting some things set up in the background.
Chief, apply ground air supply.
Turn on my oxygen.
Copy.
I'm not going to set any navigational stuff. I can mess with the radio. Okay, so right engine is cooking. You can go ahead and start it. Alright, that's both motors running just fine. Let me see here. So, radar's in standby. I'm going to boot up our radar warning system. This is just like the thing on the F-15. Basically just looks around, sees what kind of radars are running. Go into loadout. I'm going to do not a super conservative, but like a kind of sort of like what we do with the F-15. So the F-5 runs 2 heat-seeking missiles, and that's it. I could mount some bombs or something else, but I'm not very good at those yet, so I'm going to avoid embarrassing myself. It says my fuel pressure's not going. Oh, that's why. Forgot to turn on my fuel pumps. So those are going now. Engine anti-ice. Okay, plane is more or less ready to take off now. Once we...
Disconnect ground air supply. Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Gonna take off the chocks, gonna do a few other things. I'm gonna boot up the gun sight. Anything else? There is probably a 80% or higher chance that I super die on this one. This plane is much harder to fly. or partly because it's an older plane, and also it's a full fidelity module, so there's just a lot more stuff that I have to manage. Okay. So the only warning I'm getting is engine anti-ice, so everything is good. I'm going to start giving us throttle, and then bring us out to the field. I'm just going to check where I am. Because I'm in a hangar, so I'm going to go out here, turn left, turn right, then all the way down, take a right, and get on the field. Okay.
Anapa, infield 2-1, request takeoff.
My call sign is Enfield 2-1 for this one. We'll still be getting the same call-outs from our friendlies. So I might still be able to find something and see if I can show you guys what it looks like when I blow something up in this thing. It is very satisfying to kill something in this plane because it is so difficult. Probably running a little fast. It is also, this plane is probably about a third of the size of the F-15, so it is so much more squirrely on the ground. It is incredibly difficult to land. Not incredibly difficult, much harder to land. And that again kind of comes down to like the full fidelity aspect. Like you need to be managing a lot more bits and pieces. You've already seen how many more bits and pieces I have to manage. Then the F-15 module. When I'm playing Georgia at War, I tend to fly the F-15 a lot more, just because it's a lot easier. You can just jump in and you're ready to fly within about 20 seconds. This plane's startup sequence took me a long time to learn, and now that I know it, I can get it done in like 3 or 4 minutes. It used to take me like a solid 10 minutes to get this thing going. I have crashed it before taking off before, because if you do screw the starting sequence up, the engine will flame out and basically go straight into afterburner mode as the fuel kind of catches on fire, and sling you across the airbase into a wall. I've totally done that. So that is a person in that A-10 getting ready to take off. Whoop. Alright, we're going to turn and go get queued up for the runway. This plane's fuel gauge is right down here. It tracks fuel by left and right sides. So we actually have 2 tanks. I have to do a little bit of management of it once we get it in the air. Like I'll need to basically tell it to start equalizing the amount of fuel in either tank. It's going to be a little bit unstable as we get it up. You can see I'm using the pedals to steer right now. I'm actually turning the nose wheel for these maneuvers. Let's see what they look like. Here we go. It's the little plane that could. We're picking up more or less the same stuff that we were previously. I think that F-18 is still orbiting, or a different F-18. I don't know. Anyhow. Similar stuff. You can already kind of tell the quality of the radar warning system is much lower compared to what the F-18 had. My navigational stuff is here. You can see the compass turning, my speedometer, altimeter, all that good stuff. Looks like clear skies at the moment. That is an 18. It says he's over that way, so he might be coming in for landing. We'll hop on the map and check. So I can see friendlies on the map, but not any of the Ruskies. Yep, we're clear. That F-18 is way out over there. There's actually a pair of them. I'm going to go ahead and get on the runway. And do an actual proper takeoff. So unlike last time when I was like freaking out trying to get out of that Mirage's way, this is a much more standard takeoff. So I'm going to go out, get on the center line. I'm going to hit this little thing over here, which it's subtle, but basically it pushes that up, helps take off for this plane. Carrying a decent amount of weight. I'm going to push it up with the wheel brake on, make sure everything idles okay. Alright, everything's good. I'm going to let off the brake. Push it on to full burners. See if I can not slide off the runway. Okay. I'm going to rotate. Ooh, that wasn't so good. Not so good, not so good, not so good. Okay, it's fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, there we go. Alright. We're airborne. Allegedly there's a MiG-29 over there. That is also a fairly scary aircraft, similar to the Su-31. It is actually a MiG. If I remember right, the 31 is like a fast interceptor, where the 29 is more of a brawler. Not that that's meaningful in this thing, because if anything decides to shoot me in this thing, I'm probably dead. Which is why I'm going to leave my radar off. The radar in this thing is only okay. That was just me turning on my guns. So we're going to fly at fairly low altitude in this bad boy. And just see if we can sneak up on somebody. Preferably that MiG. Though these F-18s are over here, so they probably already fried his ass. But, hey, let's, oh, you know what? I have to turn the radio on. Let's check. Alright, I'm going to bring the throttle down, do some housekeeping, bring my nose up. Alright. So left is the low one, so I'm going to shift that over. Do that. So now we're sucking fuel out of the center tank. Guns are running. Alright, and things are looking okay. So we know there's a MiG-29 this way, and a MiG-31. Actually, you can just barely make them out there. You might notice a diamond around things. Basically, the radar warning system has a little computer built into it in both the F-15 and the F-5, and will evaluate the relative danger of different targets based on the model of aircraft that it detects it to be, and its heading, like whether it's heading toward us, away from us, etc. And whatever is considered the most dangerous aircraft gets that thing around it. It's not always reliable. It's often around a friendly, like that F-18 had it. Now that MiG-29 has it. And unfortunately, I have no idea what the range of this guy is. For whatever reason, my radio isn't turning on. Maybe I screwed something up. I can't get in touch with our our AWACS, so I'm pretty much on my own right now. I'm going to fly in this guy's direction. We'll see if he's flying low. If he's flying low, we're in luck. And I'll put a Sidewinder up his ass. If he's flying high, we'll just hope to avoid his notice. But I'm hoping to kind of show off why this thing is such a beast at low altitudes. and why it's still scary to much more modern jets that are like 20 years older than it, or 20 years newer than it, rather. I'm using track IR, and you'll notice that it will twack out when I take a drink of soda or something like that, or soda, LaCroix, because I'm blocking the little IR readouts. Anyhow, most of the SAM activity we're picking up here should be friendly. Because I'm flying so low, it's unlikely that we're going to get acquired. We're going to have to really worry about other AAA assets. Stuff like, basically, it's this USU Shilka. It's a big machine gun mounted on a truck, basically. That'll ruin my day. Here, I'm going to turn off the master caution because I know what's going on there. And turn on crossfeed. And now I'm just looking. Probably not going to be able to see him for a while. Probably might not ever be able to see him. This might be one of those where it'll just be me flying out into the danger zone and then turning around and flying back to base. Might not be the most exciting video. I guess we'll see. You should be able to hear kind of a droning sound. That is my missile system. So what that's going to do is it'll transition from that kind of growl into a sharp whine when I have a lock. And that's how I know, like, my target is good and I can kill it. And we're also flying into enemy territory here, so... Oh, somebody's flying right over my head. Oh, it's a Mirage. He must be pretty high up. I didn't check his altitude. Let me see. Oh yeah, he's at like 13,000 feet. I'm not going to be able to get him out. Anyhow, we're going to keep an eye out in case we can get any cheeky ground attack kills. Just using guns. Got different modes for guns. It's probably hard to tell. Right now, you'll see later. Looking pretty quiet ahead. Still not seeing any sign of that 31. He might be pretty high up, though. Keeping a sharp eye on fuel. Probably should have done a bigger tank to bring along. And actually, I can go ahead and I'm going to drop that empty. Yeah. Oh. There's a little bit of local traffic. I mean, you can see the F-15 is just like a dream to fly compared to this. It has all kinds of information on its HUD. Like, this is much more limited. I think I'm starting to get into the kind of territory where I might need to be watching out for SAMs. If a SAM gets a lock on me, I'm probably just fucking dead, realistically. We'll see. I'll try, see what I can do. And like I said, I'm flying at very low altitude, which is going to help a lot. It's going to make it very hard for the SAM to get a solid lock on us. And I can make use of what they call terrain masking, which is literally just like hiding. Just getting behind a hill. There are any hills out here. Yeah, this is the life of an F-5 pilot, basically just flying at super low altitude. Seeing if I can ruin someone's day. I'm gonna turn just a little bit here. I'm actually going real fast. I'm going to pull the throttle back just a little bit. Shit. Oh, okay. So we got that 31 somewhere very close. It looks like a pair of 31s actually. Might be a pair, might just be one. Sometimes you'll get like a ghost on the radar. Basically, looks like that F-18 is also coming in. No, he's way the fuck out and he's heading in the other direction. This is like the hardest kind of flying. I have such a hard time spotting planes. I mean, I have no information on like this guy's altitude or what he's doing, like whether he's flying toward me or away from me or what. Just that he is allegedly over here somewhere. Starting to get into a little bit more rough area. My bingo fuels, I'm going to call it about 6,000 pounds or 600 pounds. That's when I'll turn around and run for home. Okay, what the heck? Oh. A couple F-18s out here. Fancy meeting you guys. What's his altitude? 1750. Hopefully he doesn't decide that I'm a delicious morsel by accident. Okay, so what that probably was is the RWR giving me a miss ID. That's probably what we were seeing, was this pair of friendlies going by. Oh well. We'll vector on this MiG-29 for a few seconds to see what pops up. Maybe I can get him, maybe I won't. In fact, probably not. It looks like he's a pretty distance away. Also, I think my F-18 friends might have also caught into him. Hard to tell. No, it looks like they're bugging out. Let's see what's out here. Supposedly there's an enemy AWACS plane around here somewhere. Might be what these CS's. It's going to be real hard for us to take down because we're going to have to go real high, which exposes us to enemy radar. Allegedly there's an F-15 here. That was somebody getting a lock on me. I don't know who it was. I'm going to go ahead and just take the better part of Valor and bug out. Yep. Alright, I'm in deep shit. That's the radar lock sound. You hear that high-pitched whine. I don't know why it's locking up right now. Because it's an infrared thing, it could be basically, I don't know if they simulate things like people having campfires, but anything hot on the ground could be what's giving me a lock. Kind of freaked out because I could have a missile coming into my ass right now. I'm gonna pop a couple flares. Stand low and fast. This is a fairly zippy little plane. I'm actually going a little bit faster than I was in the F-15 on the way back. Oh, balls. I don't know what that is. Oops. Whatever it is that's contrailing back there, that's probably the MiG-29. Fuck! Alright, that's bad. Let's see how bad it is. The answer is pretty bad. So, alright. Let's see if we can make it back alive. Oh, fuck. That was a missile, probably from that 29. Jesus Christ. Alright. This plane is extremely difficult to keep under control now. I think I've... Oh, yeah, that's an engine. Oh! Alright, that's my engines dying. He probably punched a big hole in my fuel tanks. Yeah, look at that. Look at it. It's fucking Swiss cheese. God damn it. Alright. We'll see if we can pull an emergency landing. Yep. Alright. Time to deploy landing gear. Flaps are on auto. Let's just see how this goes. Fuck me. God damn it. Yeah, so... You can see lots of angry lights. Lots and lots of angry lights. I am also going... I have no idea how fast I'm going. I'm guessing it's under 150 knots. All my shit's fucked. That's a road up there. Gonna try not to land across the road. Fuck. Okay, this field looks like it might be... Okay, it's fine. Nope, it's definitely not fine. Alright, told you guys, saw a chance of me dying. Get to watch that F-18 fly away now. But yeah, so I just got missiled by that MiG-29. These things happen. That's that F-18 that was flying by us. So F-5, super fun plane to fly, very complicated, just because it's a stronger sim. Hope you guys had fun.